live. Hello, Ginger and Miles here. Doing a little virtual cook club. This time, how exciting. We're gonna have Chef George Duran joining us. You wanna go see Daddy and Adrian?
No.
No? Okay. Which one do you want? All right, so what's gonna happen here is you are in my kitchen, but you're about to have an actual chef lead you through something that I'm gonna be cooking too. You wanna go in the chair? And you're gonna help? No, you're not gonna help? Okay. So once George gets on here, I will add him. There he is. We have special recipes for you today. And by we, I mean he created. No, you're not gonna cut right now.
Hi.
Hey, Chef.
How are you?
I'm well, how are you?
Very well. Oh, you have an assistant today. That's great.
Yeah, he's not the best sous chef. He tends to be a little needy and eats everything first. Oh, I've got two of them.
Oh,
hold on.
That's hilarious. I have two of them as well. Hi, and it's very interesting because my kids. I don't know. Have you ever heard of picky eaters? Yeah, the chef's sons are picky eaters. So, welcome to the world of parenting.
Well, gosh, I'm guessing that both the recipes we have are going to be well loved by all of our children and all of us. So tell us what we're making today.
Okay, so my, do we have something interesting? One of the things that I absolutely love to do is to interact with some of the ingredients that I do and don't have, especially this day and age. When you go to the supermarket, sometimes what I don't find is the essentials like flour. I don't know what's happening, but apparently everybody on earth is baking bread.
Yeast is gone.
Impossible. I'll tell you, it's not a joke. I'm in Vermont now, my brother-in-law's house, and when this whole thing started happening, the first thing I went to buy was yeast, and I left it in New York. So all my yeast is at home in New York City, while I'm here in Vermont with no yeast at hand. But honestly, there's bread everywhere, and the most interesting thing is that when I went to the cupboards, my brother-in-law's cupboards right over here, he had nothing but cake mix. A ton of cake mix.
Yeah.
And so I started thinking and I started saying, let's see how I can turn this cake mix into something that I want to make. And I ended up turning it into this hack of turning it into this incredibly flavorful banana bread that even my wife tasted it and she had no idea I made it with the cake mix. So there's plenty of cake mix out there. Maybe not flour.
My husband saw the cake mix and he was so pumped. One of his favorite things is just like a plain cake.
Okay, let me see if I can put on my headphones so I can hear you better here.
Ah, there we go.
Would you mind
Much
helping
nicer.
me, Miles? Because he's got a request. Okay, so cake mix is your first hack, and we're going to be doing the banana bread hack, and then you've got a second recipe. Are we going to make one or the other first? How do you want to do it?
Yeah, we're going to first do the cake mix so we can make banana muffins with the cake mix. And while that's baking, we're going to make this extraordinary kind of BLT grilled cheese sandwich with the red pepper relish. It is extraordinary. It's so easy to make, but a lot of people don't think you can get the flavors of BLT in a grilled cheese. I'm here to prove you wrong.
But you can.
Yes.
I'm turning you up so I can hear you a little bit better. Okay.
Okay, fantastic. So you're cooking everything, right, Ginger?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Adrian. Oh, and I can't wait to get to the relish because I already tasted it and you sent it specifically and it's awesome.
Isn't it
So let's
amazing?
go ahead and
We'll talk about
start. Adrian, you want to do some mashing of bananas?
it. Awesome. So Adrian, now you make sure you want to get those black bananas, the ones that are really darkened and kind of soft that nobody wants to eat. Those are my favorite because that's where all the sweetness comes into play. So, I literally over-purchase bananas just so that I can make this specific recipe or banana breads and all that stuff. So I buy like 2 bunches instead of 1 all the time. And
Ours go bad every time. And I often will even keep them in the fridge to give them, even when they're black, and they give me a little bit extra time.
I am not joking you, Ginger. I have actually I had mold grow on the banana skin and still use it because it's it's.
Do you hear that?
Like
My husband
gold.
needs to hear that.
Yeah.
He has mold grow on his bananas and he still uses it.
On the skin, on the banana skin, on the banana skin only. All right. So we're actually going to take a look at the packaging. It's really important that you look at the packaging of your cake mix. And they happen to have the Duncan Hines one in this house. And any vanilla flavor will work. Anything like the classic yellow or the butter golden, anything that's kind of, the white cake will work, and I'm going to use the French vanilla. And in the back of the packaging, the instructions are there. It literally says a cup of water, 3 eggs, and a 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. You're going to follow this direction to the T, except for one specific instruction. Let me see. There's a little glare here. See, it says 3 eggs there.
Yeah.
You're gonna always omit an egg. You're gonna remove one of the eggs in the packaging that you use, always. So we're gonna start off by adding the 2 eggs. So instead of 3 eggs, we're gonna add 2 eggs inside of this.
I already had put 3, but you know what? I can
that's fine. It'll be cakier. Now remember, what eggs do is they make things cakier. In this case, we want the banana bread to be kind of gooier, almost like thicker in consistency. And then you're going to go ahead and add the rest of the ingredients in there, which is a cup of water. I already have that here. And
okay, then the cup of water. H, you want to pour this in? This is the oil. Pour that right there.
And the canola oil. Some of these mixtures actually ask for real butter, which is perfectly fine too. But I'm going to add the canola oil and there's the vegetable oil.
If you are just joining us, because people are going to join in here, Chef George Duran is leading us through awesome hacks for not having everything that you need. And this is going to be a banana bread or muffin that is made with a cake mix. Yeah,
you can definitely use the banana loaf pan for this. I'm going to use the muffin tin pan only because it will cook faster in it. So that's what you're going to get with it. And only because we only have limited amount of time on Instagram. But I'm just going to go ahead and mash that up. I'm sure the kids will enjoy mashing it up with a whisk or with any sort of fork, anything that you have in there. Go ahead and mash that up really well. Again, we're doing a hack over here, and the only thing I've changed so far from the recipe is that the recipe calls for 3 eggs. I've removed one of the eggs from it.
2 eggs.
That's it, just to make it cakier. And we're going to go ahead and add this in there. And you know what? I don't have a problem with the bananas being chunky in there, like all like this.
Yeah, I love that.
That is not a problem because when you bite into it, it's going to be, banana-y, so to speak. All right. So then to this, we're going to go ahead and open the package. And, I want to try one thing, Ginger. Eventually, I'm going to try it another day, but I want to try the chocolate cake one inside of the bananas. It must be good, right?
I like that. There's
Something
banana-flavored ones. I'm sure you could do anything and make this pretty special.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to be surprised how good this comes out. All right. So go ahead and pour the mix right in there in the bowl. And gently mix that up until you get... It's going to be a little bit lumpy, which is totally normal. And just go ahead and mix that in there.
Well, Adrian says it smells already really good. So while we're mixing, can you tell me, how are you guys, your family, how's everybody doing?
We were very lucky. We have all my in-laws, my brother-in-law and everybody is in Vermont, which is very idyllic and beautiful. We're able to kind of escape the craziness that is New York City. And I do miss my bed. I do miss my home. But we are kind of in a safer environment here, particularly for the kids, of course. We do have my parents-in-laws, so we want to make sure that we're safe from having any issues with getting the elder people in my family into any sort of trouble. There is a learning curve on how to cook in someone else's kitchen. So I've been doing that a lot. I've been displacing my poor brother-in-law a little bit too much, but we're family, and at the end of this, we're going to survive strong. We're going to survive healthy. Hopefully everybody will be coming out of, most of the people in this country will be coming out of it okay. It's a struggle. There's no doubt there's some struggle happening throughout the country, and hopefully everybody has the strength to get through it. I'm here always on my Instagram site, by the way, at Chef George Duran, to answer any questions, culinary needs. Again, one of the things that I'm seeing is there's a lot of ingredients missing, and I'm trying to find shortcuts to figure out things, and this was one of the greatest ones. So do you have the batter? Is it ready?
Yeah, my batter's good to go.
Right. So you see it's kind of lumpy, and that's perfectly fine. That's the bananas and a little bit of the mix. That's totally normal. Are you using a muffin tin or are you using a loaf pan?
Yep, I've got a muffin tin.
Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and put some nonstick spray in this. You want to make sure you use a nonstick spray so that it just comes out really easily in there. So go ahead and spray that in. You already sprayed it. You already did it, huh?
Oh yeah, I've been doing quite a few virtual cook clubs. I've been doing them on my page and on GMA's here. So I've been doing a lot of cooking, which I always do anyway. This has been so fun to have kind of a social moment with everybody and yet be cooking together. So I've enjoyed it. It's brightened my cooking experiences, that's for sure. And I've learned a lot already.
Oh, good. I'm really glad. We're not going to take it. I did study French cuisine in Paris, and I'm not going to take it to that extreme level. I want to simplify things.
I was going to say they didn't put cake batter in their banana bread.
they would shoot me. They would kill me if they saw me using a cake batter. But I'm telling you, in a pinch, like I swear, I went to the supermarket the other day. I could not find flour, so I just ended up using these cake mixes, and it works great. It works really good. Oh, this is gonna have a lot of banana in it. This one. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and fill these up, and then we're gonna top this with something else that's really special. You know, I love nuts on my breads. A lot of nuts on my breads.
You guys gotta help me with the sugar.
Yes. Okay, so this is kind of what it looks like, guys.
Yes.
We're gonna put some chopped nuts on top of this, Ginger.
Yeah,
And,
I want to see how you do this chopped nuts because I didn't see it in the directions very well. But basically, any chopped nut and then
any chopped nuts. I'm using macadamia nuts, by the way. If you ever have a chance to use macadamia nuts with banana bread,
I love them.
They're fantastic. So I put them in a resealable bag like this. I'm gonna bring this down a little bit so people can see a little bit better, just like that. And then you're gonna grab a large spoon, and you're just gonna go ahead and pound this until it kind of crushes.
I got a lollipop.
You got a lollipop?
This is how they are under control in this lollipop rivalry.
Until they get the sugar high, and then you're out of control.
Be gentle and be nice.
All right, here we go. So I'm crushing
Got watermelon.
Nuts. Come on, guys.
And you got a strawberry one? Okay.
All right, do you have the crushed nuts? Have you already crushed the walnuts?
We have the walnuts, yeah, and they're pretty. Okay. They're like small dice, so I don't really have to do much to them. They're
That's
pretty
great.
set.
You're gonna add some cinnamon into that, about half a teaspoon or so. You know, a little bit more is fine. So go ahead and add to that. See, I'm already adding it in the resealable bag.
So you just put it right in there?
Yeah, I put it right in there just so that I don't have to dirty another bowl. I'm gonna even add some of the sugar. This is brown sugar. I'm just gonna add a little bit in there. It's like a tablespoon or so of it in there, and just reseal it again. And just shake it up. Maybe the kids can help you shake it up also. And that's it. I mean, that's my topping right there. There's not much to do with that. You know, what I like about macadamia nuts is that they're already pre-salted. That salt and that sweetness just works out so well.
See, I might have to add a little salt to mine then. I like that too.
You can definitely do that. So I'm going to go ahead and start adding some of the macadamia nuts on top of it. Just kind of gently put that on top. And that cinnamon is going to go really well with the flavors of banana. You know, the saltiness is going to be fantastic. Add the big chunks of nuts in there and also the smaller crumbs. That's all going to kind of melt in there. Every single bite of this should have a nice amount of nuts in there. If it's macadamia, walnuts, pecans, boy, I don't know what else I've used. I've used actually pine nuts and banana bread, and somehow it works really well.
Ooh, I have those extra too. I could have done that. Okay, you guys, you ready? You're gonna put these on top of the muffins now. Okay?
Come on, guys. There you go.
Try it.
Really?
Take some and sprinkle it on there.
I'm gonna go ahead and pop this in the oven.
Take some with your hand like this. Yep, good job.
19 minutes. Here we go.
And so these go in for how long, I'm sorry?
You know, it says about 16 to 20 minutes. I'm going to do 17 to start with, and then I'll take a look at them. Because remember, with muffin pans and cupcake pans, they'll take less time to cook, actually. They'll take a lot less time to cook. So you have to be careful, and obviously always keep checking on them. Between 16 and 20. If it's a dark pan, it's going to cook faster at a 350-degree oven. You know, you have to kind of feel it out. There's no rule with any of this stuff. Yeah, keep an eye on this because that's going to be important. And I just want to again tell the folks who have just joined in. First of all, I am excited that I'm cooking with you, Ginger. This is a lot of fun because I like to reach a large audience to kind of show them these kind of tips and tricks. And as I was telling you, the supermarket here ran out of flour, and I wasn't able to make banana bread, but I was able to grab some of this cake mix that I already had and turn it into banana bread. And all I've done pretty much is add the bananas to the recipe, to this exact recipe, and removed one of the eggs that it calls for. This calls for 3 eggs. I just removed one of the eggs, and I kind of made the batter in there, and I put it in the cupcake tin. You can certainly put it in the muffin tin as well, or the loaf pan as well. That's what I did last week, and it comes out. Well, you'll see how it comes out. I'm eager to see your reaction to all of this.
Well, I've got some taste testers here too, and I have one more question for a hack. Do you know how to have a 2-year-old understand time? He thinks that when you say you're making banana bread, it's ready immediately.
Yeah, it's true. You know, they sell these clocks. It's real interesting. I forgot the name of the clock. And when you turn the clock, the dial, it's a red thing that appears on it, and that red thing starts getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And they get an idea as that little red thing gets smaller and smaller. They understand how time is. It's a really great clock for teaching them time out. In their bedrooms, so they know how much time out they have left. But it's great also for something like this.
Miles already just had one of those just about a half hour ago. So
yeah, okay, he's a real 2-year-old, I guess. All right. Well, my son is almost 4 going on 8, and my 8-year-old is 8 going on 4. So
yeah, and Adrian's the 4 going on 8. So I'm with you. All right, so Chef George Duran already started us out with a hack on making banana bread when you don't have flour, which is awesome. Those are in the oven. We're making them into muffins. And now you have another special one for us tonight. I think this is dinner for us. So
yeah, this is going to be extraordinary because I want to have some sort of BLT the other day, and I realized I can turn this into a grilled cheese without actually putting lettuce in it. So it's going to be a BLT, bacon, lettuce, tomato, grilled cheese, and it's one of the easiest sandwiches to make. First, we're going to go ahead and butter our bread. And you can use whole grain bread. You can use regular white bread. You can use sourdough bread for this. It's relatively easy to make. One of the things that I'm finding is that instead of using butter, I can use mayo to butter both sides of a grilled cheese. It's melted already, and it's savory, so why not? But even then, I'm going to still use my butter if I can find it. Here we go.
I learned that on the show, and I don't know if it was you or somebody else, because we know you from coming on GMA and stuff on the Food Network, but I've learned that mayo can be, or sometimes even preferred. Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Yeah. Let me tell you why mayo is better sometimes. It melts really nicely. It browns beautifully. That's kind of a vegetable oil, so to speak. So, it's not going to have the same flavor, but it's just as good, especially for a BLT. Again, I'm going to use butter over here because that's what I had on hand. And then I'm going to go ahead and butter on both sides of my bread. Any bread you want to use, you can do it for recipe. The first thing I do is I always butter the bread and leave it aside. I'm going to make 2 of them here, actually, just to show you 2 methods of cooking them. I'm going to show you 2 different methods of cooking these guys.
Okay.
Here's this one and this one.
Hold on,
all right, the cheese, everybody knows cheese, of course. You can use cheddar. You can use mozzarella slices, anything you like. What are you using, Ginger?
We've got cheddar. Just going
cheddar.
basic.
Okay, let me just come in here for a second.
They like it, but Miles loves spice. The 2-year-old loves spice, so he would probably like pepper jack.
Ooh, I have pepper jack. Miles, if you were here, I would do it for you right away. Are you a 1-slice person or a 2-slice person?
2.
Yes. My wife is a 1. I'm a 2, always.
Oh, no, I need it. I need the cheese to fill the sandwich if I'm going for it.
Yeah, there's no doubt. There's no doubt about that. All right, 2 slices of cheese. Again, I'm making 2 grilled cheese sandwiches here. We're going to make a BLT grilled cheese, folks. One of the things I like to do, Ginger, is to kind of make sure that the cheese goes a little outside of the bread. If it goes a little bit outside of the bread, okay, that's going to melt outside and it's going to crunch up and get all crispy. So I kind of let it overlap, kind of fall off the cheese. Okay, so here we go. And now for the secret ingredients, very simple. So I'm seeing a lot of, let's start off with the tomatoes, actually. So let's start off with the tomatoes. Did you get your tomatoes?
Yes, I have the can. I already drained them.
Oh, good. Let me bring it over here. So these are petite diced tomatoes. That's what I like about
mine are not petite. I couldn't find those, so I'm hoping that they're regular.
It's fine. You may have to chop them if they're too big. But what's nice about petite is that they already come pre-chopped. And again, what I like about canned tomatoes is that you can find them in your pantry instantly. You don't have to go to the market and buy fresh tomatoes and drain them or anything like that. Diced tomatoes that come canned, they're usually picked at peak ripeness. You can grab them from the pantry, have a whole bunch of them in there, open it up, and what you're going to get is real tomatoes. I mean, really good tasting tomatoes.
When you said to drain them, could you? What I did was I saved the side stuff because I hate throwing stuff away. Could you use that the juice for something? Hey.
Absolutely. After the kids go to bed, make yourself a nice Bloody Mary. Oh man!
I could take one right now with what's going on.
Okay, so then what I did is I drained the tomatoes, and then I took some paper towel and I pressed it in. Hey, you're a busy mom. I love it.
George, I'm so sorry. I just need 1 second. Please, Daddy, help.
And this is the reason why I had my wife take the kids today.
It's gonna get a little quieter here. We tried. Bye.
You, me, and the rest of America are going through this. There's no doubt, right? Because we have to have a full-time job. Both of us have full-time jobs, working indoors, and then the kids have their school.
Yeah.
And then they need all the attention they can get. And
is school not, his school, the 4-year-old school, is the most stressful part of my day. I'm like running around finding a glue stick and a paper plate and a thing, and I'm like.
Yeah. Today we made paper airplanes, no joke. And every parent was on the Zoom call trying to make the paper airplane for their kid because the kids didn't know how to make it.
Yeah.
It was great. It was fantastic, but it's very stressful. I mean,
it was stressful.
I feel like
ridiculous.
I have 10 jobs here at home during
So,
this pandemic.
one more question. Someone was asking what's the name of the pepper relish company. It's Fourth Creek, right?
Yeah, we're gonna serve these with these guys here. I'm so glad you found them. This one's called Fourth Creek Foods. I found these at Wegmans, and I went on their website right before I went on, and turns out that they have all these different types of relishes. It is so good. They have a regular cucumber relish. They have like a chipotle corn relish, but this one is my favorite one. It's like the red pepper relish, and it comes in medium, sweet, medium, and spicy, made with habaneros. Fourth Creek Foods, I believe it's fourthcreekfoods.com. Just do Fourth Creek Foods online, and you can find it there. Isn't it amazing? Have you tasted it yet?
Yeah, I tasted the medium yesterday.
It's so good.
Just with a spoon.
So good. It has changed my life. I put it on pizza, on hamburgers, on hot dogs. But we're going to try it on this grilled cheese sandwich, and we're going to go ahead and try to continue making it. So I've taken the tomatoes, I've dried them up blotted them with a paper towel. And now you can see they're a little firmer, right? They're kind of firmer. And you can now manipulate it and kind of take them and go ahead and disperse them a little bit evenly on top of that grilled cheese that we're going to make.
I'm just dry. I didn't get that drying. It might have been because there were 2 children screaming that I didn't get that last direction. But
this is the quietest it's been in my home. It's the quietest it's been in my home because my wife took out the kids for a run. Here we go.
Yeah, it's so cold here, so we've been inside too. That never helps. So you put the tomatoes on first, not the cheese. Or
no, I put the cheese is already on it.
This is me. This is me cooking. Hold on. You gotta see my mess.
There is no rule. There is no rule. Don't worry about it. I put the cheese on first, and then the tomatoes.
Then the tomato.
Yep.
Okay.
Side.
Just a thin layer, I assume?
Yeah, you can put one level in there, more or less, depending how much tomatoes you absolutely love. And then we're going to go ahead and take our bacon, because after all, this is like a BLT, so to speak. And I don't know about you, but the microwave bacon packages that you find now, in a pinch for the kids, because my kids are big bacon fans. I like the raw bacon, then I cook it from scratch and it's organic and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. But like weekday, they need one slice or they need something in a sandwich. Like that microwave bacon is
that's like a great way. Okay, I haven't tried that yet.
It's a lifesaver. I know it feels like, hey, why would I be buying pre-cooked bacon? But in a pinch, this stuff works really great. Again, it's great to have. You can keep it in the fridge. Actually, they keep it outside in the pantry. I'd rather keep it in the fridge. And once in a while, I pull it out, pop it in the microwave for about 30 seconds. My rule is 10 seconds per strip, so per strip of bacon. So if it's 3 slices, 30 seconds. I pop it in there, and it turns into like this super thin, crispy bacon in a pinch. Like it's nice. Done already for you, so you don't have to cook it from scratch.
Yeah, I cooked it, and our dog was very happy because I gave him the leftover grease and put it on his dinner.
Well, that's what my wife says too when she makes bacon for me. All right, so go ahead and put those strips in there. You can crumble it if you want, but I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of lay it out on my sandwich. Nice and
I might
evenly.
crumble it for the kids. Yeah,
crumble it is great. The crumbling is perfectly fine. I'm just gonna load it on there because I like bacon. And then I don't know. Did you get basil? Were you able to find basil?
Oh yeah, basil. Basil is actually one of the herbs that was easier. Other ones I've struggled with, but.
Interesting. Well, I got my basil too, and I'm able to kind of. You can either tear it up or you can cut it chiffonade. Do you know what that means? That's my little culinary term.
Yes. So that's where you roll it and then do the thin strip, right?
Yes, that's where you roll it. Your college skills come into place here. You roll it up really nice and tight into a tube, so to speak, like this. Yep. And then you're going to go ahead and just, slice it very thinly. You're going to get like a basil confetti out of this, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. So I'm just going to just thinly slice it. And of course, if your knife skills aren't that good, go nice and slowly Don't be afraid. And again, there's no such thing as perfection, especially for a grilled cheese sandwich. But watch this. Look at how beautiful that is, actually. Isn't that
Yeah,
nice?
that's gorgeous.
Yeah,
Mine doesn't
really
look
nice.
like that, but I'll
Yeah,
show
it's
you.
fine. It's fine. And just you can sprinkle it on top of that bacon a little bit. It's gonna wilt a little bit. It's not a big deal. You just want a little bit of that bacon flavor in there, because we're using tomatoes.
Yeah.
And we're using bacon and we're using cheese, and it has a little bit of an Italian flavor to it, I guess. And the basil helps, and it gives a little green to it so that you can call it a BLT, so to speak, but it's really not a BLT.
Elena
Right.
Conway was commenting, saying she has not been able to find fresh basil. Is there something that you could use instead?
Yeah, absolutely, Elena. Pesto. If you find pesto usually has a lot of basil. Just add on one of the sides of the sandwich. Just add some pesto to it, and it works in a pinch. And you can find a lot of jarred pestos that live in your pantry now, so you don't have to refrigerate it at all times. But I always have a jar of pesto either in my fridge or in my pantry, just in case I need to add again some herb flavor to it. So that's a great question.
Good. Okay, I think we're stacked, right?
Yeah, I think we're set to. I'm going to go ahead and cover both of my sandwiches, and I'm gonna show you two different ways of actually cooking this guy. All right, so one of them, it's funny. I featured this on Good Morning America previously. It's called a Brava oven. It's a smart oven. It's kind of changed my life.
Oh, that's cool.
At all times. And so it's gonna go directly in my oven, and the Brava has a preset for grilled cheese, and it cooked grilled cheese to absolute perfection. So I'm just gonna go ahead and place that in there.
I have like an air fryer. Is it a form of an air fryer?
Not at all. Not at all.
Oh.
I mean, this is like a cooking solution at the end of the day.
Okay.
And it has a smart screen on top of it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, what you do is it has thousands of recipes in there, including grilled cheese. But what I love about grilled cheese in this, and again, it saved my life, is that I don't have to flip the grilled cheese. It flips it for you, or at least it cooks it on top for you. So it works great. So I'm going to just search for grilled cheese here. Actually, I bet you it's in my favorites. So what do I have to do that for? Favorites. Here it is, grilled cheese. Let me see. Actually, I'll put on the recents. Nope. Where did I put it? Favorites, grilled cheese, wheat grilled cheese, because it has to be with a wheat sandwich. And that's it. I press start, and that's going to pretty much grill my grilled cheese to perfection. But I'm also going to take you to my stovetop because I want to show you a way to do it.
Well, that's the way I'm going to have to do it. So
not everybody has a Brava.
No, I do not.
But don't worry about it. I'm going to bring you over to my stovetop and show you how that's done. Here we go. Let's move, guys. We're flying across to the stovetop, and here we are. There it is. Okay, so here it is, guys. The grilled cheese. Let me just bend that a little bit there. There it is. Isn't that beautiful?
And if you are just joining him, this is Chef George Duran, and we have some muffins in the oven, which I guess I could show you real quick.
Yeah, actually, my muffins, I think my timer went off. So I got to go check on that, right?
Yeah, mine's 2 minutes, but they don't look done. So I think I'm
okay,
in a
let me
good
check
place.
mine too, yeah.
And that was a hack using cake mix to make the banana bread muffins. Those are cooking, and now we're making a gorgeous grilled cheese that has diced tomatoes from a can, cheese, and basil and bacon on it. Unreal.
Right.
So this is just all, we'll call it stay-at-home kind of, he
Comfort
said,
food.
Yeah, they would not be happy with you at your Parisian school, but we're happy with you.
I'm still in the U.S., I'm here in the U.S., and I think comfort food is something everyone can relate to. The French also have their comfort foods, and they have their kind of tricks and so on. But like I said, when you go to a culinary school like the one I went to, this would be frowned upon a little bit, but I don't care. This is good stuff. So I'm still using really good ingredients. I'm using the canned tomatoes in here, the fresh basil, the cheese is good. So one thing to remember is this heat is high. Well, I'm going to bring it down to like medium low. You want to cook nice and slow. And the other trick to this is as it's cooking, you want to cover this. This is really important. You want to cover this.
I was going to ask you because that's going to make that cheese melt faster, right?
It is. And what it's going to do more importantly is that it's going to make the cheese melt faster. But more importantly, hey, I can see in the reflection here, it's going to make the cheese melt faster, but also, there's a timing. There's kind of a balance between the browning of the bread and the cheese melting. You can very easily over brown the bread and not melt the cheese, or you can melt the cheese and not brown the bread. So this is going to give you that assurance that it's working perfectly fine. But like I said, this is kind of you have to kind of play around with this and see what works. Every pan is different. Every bread is different. Every cheese is refrigerated differently. You have to kind of play with it until you know what you're doing. And once you know you have the go-to ingredients, the go-to bread and the go-to cheese and all this stuff, you'll know the timing. You'll get this just right. But everybody, I think, knows how to make grilled cheese. It's fair to say this is just kind of a twist on what you usually make.
So Leah Cat just got here. What are we making? We're making banana bread muffins made with cake mix. So it's kind of like using what you've got. And then also Chef George Duran showing us his gorgeous looking grilled cheese that has bacon, basil, and diced tomato from a can. So pretty awesome to use what you got. BLT and muffins, basically, yeah. And the wild part, so I just put a couple more minutes on there. I don't have a top that fits this thing out. So I made kind of a makeshift top with this.
That's perfect. Let me tell you something else you can use. Let me show you. Another pan. Look at this. Just get the other pan. And just flip it over and cover it.
Let's try that. Hold on. Let's see if I have another pan. I have a wok that would go over it.
All right. So I just want to tell you.
I'm in need of pans, is what I've realized through all this too.
I remember that. Remember the oven I was telling you about, the smart oven?
Yes.
It's ready.
No way.
Yeah, I swear. It did it in a pinch. All right. I got to pull it out here. There we go. Oh my God.
That is pretty sweet.
Super ready. And if you look at it, not only is the top nice and browned, the bottom is, it's kind of hot, so I got to be careful of this. I'm going to flip this over and see the bottom is browned as well.
Wow.
And the cheese is perfectly melted. We'll eat this in a second right now, but I want to pull this out so that we're not burning it. But it knew, that it knew it was wheat bread, and it knew that it was a one grilled cheese sandwich in there, and it just cooked it on both sides to perfection. This is technology that's helping me during this pandemic to cook like it's a restaurant.
Seriously.
And it's helped me so much. It's incredible. I'm grateful for my brother-in-law who has this. I'm getting a little bit of a, let's see over here. Let's flip this over. See, this grilled cheese is not ready yet. And again, look, I bet you this guy's burning up a little bit. Oh, no. Oh, just perfect. That's great. Okay. See, that's the one thing.
I checked mine because I didn't want to overdo it, but I think I'm still in good shape. I got to check again.
I'm in great shape here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to cover it with another pan like this again. My oven is calling me. It's telling me the muffins are ready. I'm going to take a look at that. Oh, I think it's almost done. Let me see. Oh, man, I think these are good. Let me give it another 2 minutes.
Yeah, my muffins, I feel like, could use more time.
Yeah, again, every muffin mix is different. Every cake mix is different. You have to be, you kind of have to play with it. What you don't want to do is overcook it. Undercooking is fine because you can put it back in there. Overcooking is, it can be a little bit dangerous there. Here we go. All right.
We used to always joke with my mom because she is not a cook at all. She cannot walk away. She loves to walk away from stuff. So, like, she can only make stews and chilies and things that you can actually walk away from.
It's a short attention span world we live in, And
my mom has been like that for a long time.
Yeah, it's totally. Here we go. All right, let's bring this in. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to bring in the other one also I made in the oven, in the Brava. All right, let's see what we got here.
Okay, I'm going to get a plate.
There we go. Let's angle this beautifully like this so we can get it a plate. Who needs a plate when we have cutting boards to eat from? So, Ginger, I don't know if you knew this. I grew up in Venezuela, in Caracas.
I did not know that.
And what's interesting about cutting board is that when you go to a steakhouse in Venezuela, they serve steak on a cutting board like this to you. You eat from a cutting board directly, and it's one of my favorite things to absolutely do.
When we grill, we do that, and then we let the juices come on the side. So I agree. I'm not Venezuelan, but I like that practice.
Okay, so here we go. Let me get this a little bit better angled so you guys can see me eating this, because that's kind of what I want to show off here, what I've made here. And then this is where the star of our show comes in, the red pepper relish from Fourth Creek Foods. So, for me, this relish, it kind of tastes like some Italian mom developed it in her kitchen and then just started jarring it. So it has a very I don't know, almost like sweet Calabrian peppers or something like that. The spicy one particularly. It's so good. All right, let's see in here. I'm going to cut my grilled cheeses.
I assume you are a angle bias,
Yes, please, thank you. Let's get this in here again. Let's see if we can get that. There we go. Beautiful. All right, we're going to cut this.
Could I check with the knife now, right? In the muffins?
You know what? You don't have a toothpick on hand?
I do. I got
Oh, just pop in a toothpick. You should be fine. And then you can also jiggle the pan a little bit carefully. And if it jiggles a little too much, you know that the dough is still there. Let me just go ahead and pull this out of here. Let me take a look at my. It smells like banana bread in my house. I don't know about yours.
Oh, it smells so good. Actually, my little ones look like they might be close.
Okay, good. Let's give that another few minutes. You want to make sure you're getting it cooked perfectly. How's your grilled cheese?
Grilled cheese is great.
Okay, good. Oh,
there's the banana. There's the muffins.
Oh, fantastic! Let it cool down just a little bit. Let's taste our grilled cheese, and then we can dig into our things. I want you to dip in the. First of all, I want you to look at the beauty that is this grilled cheese, folks. I mean, I'm salivating here just looking at this. So
okay,
again,
let me give it a cut. And
we have the cheese, the cheddar, which is like a mild cheddar, the bacon, the canned tomatoes that I use, the petite diced canned tomatoes. Oh, that looks good too. Ginger, you loaded it up.
Yeah, I did.
I like that.
Went for it.
This is the wheat bread one. I made one with wheat bread and the other one with like some sort of Italian white bread. Yeah, this one too. Here we go. This one's loaded up too. This was.
And you're gonna just serve the relish on the side, right? Like a dip.
Yeah. So I think what I tend to do is I take that relish that I showed you and I kind of just drizzle it on top. You can certainly cook it with it, but I kind of drizzle it on top, just like that.
Yeah. Let me grab a spoon. I don't think I have one.
I have to show you guys me eating it because that's the fun of it, right? That's where it tastes best. When people get a little bit jealous.
I just want to take a picture of it.
Oh yes, my goodness! How are you going to take a picture if you're on Instagram with your phone? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is a very confusing moment in my life.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to wait for you so we can bite it together and you tell me what it tastes like. Here it goes.
Yeah. I have to do that. I'm happy with it. The relish makes everything. It's so good.
Are you having the spicy one?
Medium. I think I just got sweet and medium, so I'll have to try spicy because I love a good kick.
You see how those tomatoes just melt in your mouth?
Yes.
It tastes like a BLT to me.
It does.
Oh, this is a good way to have dinner.
I was thinking about making something else for dinner. I think we're just doing this. I'm making one more of these and calling it a day.
Well, I have 2 of them over here. Come on over. All right. I'm going to go ahead and grab my
your muffins
over here. And any other questions that your viewers have by any chance?
Let's see. What are they eating? We just joined. So we were just eating a version of a BLT with some red pepper relish that Chef George Duran was suggesting to everybody. It has bacon, it has basil, it has cheddar, and then just make it like a grilled cheese. He had this amazing, what was that thing called?
Which one? Oh, the
machine.
The which one? I'm sorry.
The machine that's right there?
Oh, the Brava. It's called the Brava. You go,
Brava.
Brava.com has it for you, but it's like an automatic machine that, again, it cooks all the dinners for you automatically. So essentially you have a restaurant in your house, but the thing is that it's such an easy thing to use. All right, so, and it actually has a muffin pan that goes in it and with recipes and all the stuff. Okay, so this guy is ready. These are my muffins. And again, like you said, I used cake mix. I omitted an egg, and then I mashed some bananas inside of it. And I'm going to take one of the small ones out because I have a feeling.
I did too.
Oh, you did. Very nice. Very nice.
It smells really good.
See right over here. It's super hot. It's like lava right now. Of course, you got to let it cool off. I want to tell you a trick for my kids, Ginger. As you're cooking for your kids, I want to tell you a great trick that I've learned. I bought one of those personal fans online, and I keep it in my kitchen. It's strictly my kitchen fan. And when I pull out like things like nuggets or pizza or burgers or muffins, I bring that fan straight to my food so the kids aren't like itching to eat right away because it's so hot.
That is the best idea I've had this whole 6 weeks. You've just changed my life.
It's amazing. And they're so cheap. They're so cheap. You can get like 1 or 2 of them. But it does 2 things. Of course, it cools down the food so the kids can eat right away because they get really hungry fast.
Especially the 2-year-old. He has the worst patience. He's like, I
And the other thing it does is that it crisps the food a lot more because when you have the air flowing through it, it
Yep.
evaporates that extra moisture from it. So you're getting, when I make banana bread, for example, in the loaf, I put the fan right in front of it
Yep.
and just let the air go right through it. And when it's done, when it cools down a little more, it's crispy all on the outsides. Same thing with my pizzas. I literally place my pizza. I got to show you this because it's another fantastic way of doing it. So let's pretend the pan is the pizza. So what I end up doing is I put my fan in there inside of the well.
Okay.
It's cold, of course, here. And then I bring out the pizza and I put it directly on top of the fan
good.
that's blowing up in there. And it cools down.
Kristen McCarthy does what I do. She said I put it in the fridge for a few minutes. I've done that. I put it in the freezer. Just let's get this party started. Victoria,
I did that one time.
thank you.
I did that one time. I put a hot pizza or hot something inside my refrigerator to cool down, and it melted the cheese all around that was in the fridge. So a little bit of a mistake. So yeah, the freezer is a much better idea, but it's like 35 degrees in Vermont, so I could just put it outside and it's all done.
Right? It's plenty cold here too. I'm gonna check my big ones. Okay.
Okay.
So these recipes, I'm sure you'll have them posted, and they can find you, Chef George Duran, on Instagram.
That's right. Chef George Duran on Instagram. I believe GMA is going to be posting them somewhere too. If not, just reach out to me at Chef George Duran.
Yeah, we will.
Just reach out to me directly. I'm happy to send them. I have them all set to go, and I'll probably post them as well on my feed so that everybody sees them. But if you joined us late, they're super easy comfort food recipes to make. Nothing that I learned in culinary school in France. There it is. Here's mine. Should we do? Oh, nice. There you go. And very simple banana bread muffins that are made essentially with cake mix. And the moment I'm going to open one up, gosh, that is hot. That is just, that's beautiful. And so what I love about these muffins is the nuts that I put on top of it too.
Oh my gosh, the nuts. I think the nuts made it on mine.
Do your kids eat nuts yet? Did your kids eat nuts?
They love them. They eat them just raw. They love nuts.
All right, so what do you think of the flavor?
Really nice. And you're
It's
right.
banana
I wouldn't
bread.
necessarily know that there was cake mix because I would have been like your wife. I would have been a little bit weary of that.
Right. In a pinch, if you run out of flour or if you really need to make a quick banana bread, this is a great shortcut.
Mm-hmm.
It works all the time. And the instructions are essentially in the box, except you're adding bananas to it and removing an egg and obtaining a fantastic treat for everyone to enjoy at home.
So easy. I'm going to buy fans immediately. So I appreciate you. Chef George Duran, thank you. Thank you for doing this with us.
Thank you.
I hope everybody enjoyed it. If you have questions and you want to see it, you can go right back. It stays up for 24 hours, and I think we'll make it on IGTV. I'm sure.
Ginger, by all means, reach out to me if you can, and let me know what another kind of recipes that you're interested in making.
Okay.
If there's other shortcuts, or if you have any questions. But next time we do this, I want to definitely make something that you want to make.
Will do. All right. I'll bring it
All right.
on. Chris
Great.
Wyckoff says hello, and Kristen, thank you, and Demi, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, Chef George Duran, for being with us.
Ginger.
Go follow him and enjoy your food, guys. Have fun.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
We're live. Hello. Ginger and Miles here.